Hey, this is Chris with Copperhead Modeling, and
Eric with His and Hers Hobby Headquarters.
what was it, about 6 months ago?
Something like that, yes.
I got with Eric wanting to do a buddy build. I had a model kit that came with two P-51s that were either B or C model, and I decided I wanted to do the red tails. And this is Eric's, this is mine.
We had a brief tragedy getting it out of the truck. Dropped the center doors off of it. Quick,
Easy fix.
But otherwise, I went looking at the old monogram kit. I decided that it was going to be kind of difficult to do the red tail with the decals provided, and I purchased a Pegasus kit so I could have the red tail decals. So this was kind of fun to
Modify?
modify a little bit. Even the P-top tube is custom because mine wound up on the floor of...
Carpet Monster.
Yes.
Actually, I had to make mine too.
But otherwise, this was fun. And what I did was I took the Pegasus kit, what was left, since it was a remaining kit, and I went ahead and did the Bald Eagle based off of research, based off the decals, what I had. So
He ended up with two P-51Cs.
there you go.
Both of us did research on individual guys. This is Bonnie before it became a D, and he put the name on it. Same pilot.
This is Ina the Macon Bell, and piloted by Lieutenant Lee Archer. Again, I did a lot of delving into it. I found one photo with him with his aircraft, and he was actually standing about right here in front of the nose, or right beside the nose. And so going from that and the oil painting box art on the Pegasus kit, this is what I created.
And I went off of research and getting on the Red Tails website and found his plane, and I'm drawing a blank right now on the name. It's that bad. But when he was a lieutenant, they were in the seas. About the time he got promoted to captain and flight leader, they got their D's, and that's when he put Bonnie on it. Numbers all stayed the same because they were still in the same squadrons. I don't know when he got his D.
Actually, I don't know. Every time I looked it up, I didn't see a D model for Lieutenant Lee Archer, but so I don't know if he stuck with the C or got promoted into a D.
Or got shot down.
Or got shot down, but I do know that he remained in the U.S. Army Air Corps, even transitioning over to the U.S. Air Force when it became the Air Force, and stayed in until 1970, I think it was, when he got he retired at Lieutenant Colonel.
I'm still drawing a blank on the name. I can't remember the name. He stayed in after the war, made it all the way to Brigadier General, first black general in the Air Force. And he flew the D, and both of them were on the first Berlin mission that the Red Tails flew. I do know that. And there were some C's and some D's on that mission. And the only reason they got that mission was because the people that were supposed to relieve them didn't show up. So they got to fly it all the way in and be one of the first fighter squadrons over fighter groups. It wasn't squadron, it was a whole group over Berlin. And it was the most hated fighter squadron from the U.S. Army Air Force by the Germans because they would not leave the bombers. I know he was one of their few aces. I don't know, he got 4?
Lieutenant Lee Archer got 4. According to the Tuskegee Airmen Museum, he got 4, and 3 of which were in a single dogfight.
That was the Berlin mission, if I remember right.
And he's actually one of the highest kill garnerers of the Red Tails.
Red Tails weren't chasers. They would stay with the bombers, and if a fighter got near the bomber, then they'd shoot it down. They didn't go chasing after them and run off away from the bombers and leave the bombers to fend for themselves like a lot of squadrons did. That's how they got the reputation they did. Now you can tell these two are from slightly different squadrons because of the slight differences in the markings. Like, all the trim tabs on his tail are yellow. Just the trim tab on my vertical's yellow. The stripes are in slightly different places. Now these stripes are straight off. We got the details for these planes right off their planes. Like, his has got the fine stripes, mine's got the wider stripes on the nose. Other than that, the Red Tails pretty much had a set paint job. Now there was one group of them had a yellow tail.
Yes, there were actually a group of yellowtails.
Because the Blue Tails were the 385th Fighter Squadron in England. I know that because I actually knew one of the pilots up until a few years ago. But this is a diorama that I built the diorama so we could put the planes in it. Both of us are veterans. I retired in April. You medically retired.
I medically retired back in 2011.
Where was it you got hit? Afghanistan or Iraq?
Iraq.
So we both understand this. The plan is for this to be auctioned off with 22 a day in order to make money for them to help our brethren. You got anything you want to say?
I don't know. Thanks.
And this is his bald eagle that he made off the Pegasus kit. And if you've watched my channel, you've seen the Hurricane that I built, the 148th Hurricane. 148th Hurricane was also a Pegasus kit. So they are actually really good kits.
They say easy snaps on them, but the detail on them and the way they go together, the way they fit together is actually extraordinary, and I was actually impressed with it.
So thank you for paying attention and looking at our models. Thank you for supporting both of our channels. You guys have a good day. God bless. And remember, build them like you want them, because that's the only way you'll be happy with them.
Have a good one.